Just hit the live button. Cool. Send a little Twitter thing. I don't know if it sent it up. It should. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keeping It Real, episode 3, featuring the dude Travis McP.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. How are you?
Doing good. Just trying to get through every day. You know how it is right now.
Yes, I do. That Rona got everybody jumping.
You gotta stay inside as much as you can. Anyway, not everyone can do that though.
No, I'm one of those people, unfortunately. So,
man, that's rough, man. It's and not even the people that can stay inside. Not everyone is exactly used to it. I mean, I'm kind of a love to stay home type of guy, but I mean, I think it's easier to be that way when you have an option to go somewhere. When you don't have an option, it just sucks.
This is facts. This is very much facts. Wow. Yeah. For me anyway, I know it's different because like I'm a first responder, so I have to go out regardless with my job. So it's and it's I see people out just doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's important but scary, I can imagine.
Every day, every single day. So all right, so I know you're limited on time, so I kind of just want to jump into something real quick, is I've had a couple different people on here so far, and the first 2 episodes, both guys were in the cameras very heavily. You, on the other hand, are into another space that I'm really interested in, which is phones. So what made you get into that space rather than something else?
Well, so I actually started the channel more as a general tech review channel, which I still, will dabble in here and there as much as I can. And a lot of them were headphones, actually, is where I kind of really started. Headphones and some Bluetooth speakers. And then that's where I got to get to know Jeff from El Jefe Reviews. But that's where, like, if you look on my channel, like some of my bigger videos, that's kind of what they are. And then, let's see, I think it was towards the end of 2018, the S10 was about to come out. I just had some thoughts on it, and I kind of also recognized that some bigger channels and stuff were doing a lot of phone stuff, and I've always been interested in smartphones. So the funny thing is I had tried a phone video, actually 2 on my channel way before I am where I am now, and either one did well because I was they just didn't do well, and no one watched them. It's like, all right,
right.
But I tried it again, and it started to take off. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then you just kind of do more and more of it. And now the funny thing is you kind of get pushed over to the other way. So now you're like doing phone so much, YouTube makes it hard for you to do anything else. So I'm trying to work into, kind of back to do some reviews of just general stuff on occasion. But yeah, my main bread and butter is talking mobile for sure.
Yeah. I hear that a lot. A lot of your content creators say that basically once they get started into a niche, so to speak, and you're kind of going forward, YouTube kind of pigeonholes you just a little bit. All right. Well, I guess another question I would be is, what made you start YouTube in general? So aside from the phone section, just like YouTube,
just in general, yeah. So I had considered it over the course of many years, but I had a podcast back in 2010, 2011 ish.
Okay.
That did pretty well. Actually, I actually had 2 different ones. The last one that I had was a mixed martial arts one, and it did really well. And when I stopped, I was kind of burned out because it really relied on getting guests all the time, which can be kind of difficult, especially when you're trying to get people that are like getting ready to get into a fight and trying to book all that stuff. It was very difficult, so it ended up stressing me out to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break and we'll see what happens. And then when I left, I was like, okay, I'll take a couple months off, and then maybe I'll come back. And then 7 years later, I hadn't come back, so I decided to try YouTube. Like, I always kind of wanted to get into YouTube,
Mhm.
So I briefly tried to bring one of my podcasts back on YouTube, which
Mhm.
it didn't exactly work. Like I did it for 2 months and I'm like, I don't understand YouTube. I just don't get it. Then, so I gave up. I was like, okay, that's it. I mean, I guess I'm not coming back to anything.
Okay.
Then I started really getting into drones, playing drones and watching drone videos. And I started watching this guy called The Everyday Dad, Gary.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
he had a video in January of 2019 that it was his celebration of his first 10,000 subscribers. And what caught my eye about that is he said he had done it in a year. Now I had been pretty convinced right before I watched that video that you can't get on YouTube and get any subscribers. And all the people that are there, they probably can't regrow a channel. There's too many people uploading to me, but it's not something you can do. I was convinced. Then when he said it, I'm like, wow, maybe there still is a way to do this. So I decided, kind of dumbly, definitely would not suggest this, to because I'm really goal oriented,
Right.
and I will hold myself accountable to goals. So I said, okay, I'm going to give myself a year, and if I don't get 10,000 subscribers, I will quit YouTube.
Wow.
So that just ensured that I would work very hard, and I did. I worked very hard, and so I mean, the unfortunate side effect of that is towards the end, it put me under a tremendous amount of stress. Tremendous amount. I'm like, am I going to be able to make this? I don't know. Like the numbers look okay, but will I do it? I don't know, because I know myself. I literally would have been like 9,000, not enough. Delete all the videos. Done. I would have legitimately done that. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So there's pressure behind it because I'd been put so much time into it that I didn't want to have put time into something for a year and then like give up on it because I didn't make a goal.
Right.
So I pushed and pushed, and I more than made it. And it was definitely a good moment, and it was good. I learned a lot in that first year for sure, and then like every year after, well, this is the second year. I just completed my second year, so going into my third year. And it's like there's always learnings. Every so often you learn something a little bit new. So yeah, it's been really interesting.
Okay. So you're a goal-oriented type of guy.
Yeah. It makes it easier for me to kind of put things in place to make sure I succeed. If I have like a very fuzzy goal, it's more likely to not accomplish it for some reason.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's my problem. Okay. So what would you say would be your primary goal now? Your focus, like what's driving you now?
Yeah, so I made a video when I did get my 10,000 subscribers talking about that. And I said in it that my next big goal was to just try to be able to go full time, which I guess is still a goal. And I had taken off the subscriber goal as one of those things, but over the last year, this kind of subscriber goal has kind of come back into my mind, and I'm hoping it's the last one, at least for a very long time, is obviously the 100,000. And based on the things I've done, I probably should have already been there, which made last year a little bit kind of disappointing. And I still got a long way to go, but that's kind of the goal right now. And then I want to get to the point, and this could be just a mental thing, where I just enjoy just creating, just for the sake of creating, rather than okay, this is like putting something on a pile to get to that thing.
Right. Do you find yourself, which I know a lot of people are saying they've been doing recently, is creating to please the algorithm more than creating for yourself?
100%. And there's a lot of videos I've done that, and they've generally worked because I'm pretty smart about that stuff. And the stuff that I really enjoy doing doesn't always do as well, but I'm starting to learn how to package the things that I do enjoy doing into a way that will still do well. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't really matter. I mean, like if you start validating yourself off of numbers, it's kind of a bad and kind of stupid thing. I think YouTube encourages that, because when you're in your studio, for people who aren't creators, you may not know this, like it tells you of your last 10 videos, like how this one's doing. So naturally you're like, oh, this one's like 7 of 10. Like that's terrible. And like 9 of 10, you're like, I suck, So, that's kind of always staring you in your face. And then of course, you're always going to get at least 1 or 2 haters just out of nowhere trying to pick at you for no reason. So, I mean, it can be tough, but at the end of the day, I think like I'm trying to understand ways of kind of not worrying about it as much. Still
Okay.
doing stuff that pleases the algorithm, but also enjoying the journey. But at this moment, I'm in kind of grind mode. So I'm trying to really kind of throw a bunch of fuel on the fire and see where it goes.
Okay. Well, I know personally, I don't get to watch every one of your videos,
Sure.
but you're somebody who is definitely inspirational for me
I
personally.
appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, like your delivery style is different from a lot of people, which to me, I guess, is what makes you stand out. To me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but
Yeah.
I like people who create that way versus you know the traditional boring. Here you go. Here's some facts.
Yeah.
So I like the your delivery, so to speak. And I like the fact that you just kind of like do your thing. The whole what up player and all that. I'm like, man, this dude is golden. I like this. so,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
um,
it's been cool because the thing is like that is like genuinely me maybe turned up 20% or something.
mhm,
Um, and I'll say that one of my inspirations has been Flossie Carter mainly because he's like uniquely kind of real, right? That's one of the
yeah,
things a lot of people like about him. And the I well, one thing that I knew going into this, and I'm like, oh man, all these guys with this beautiful B-roll and stuff, that's not me. And I never really try to let that be me. Like the whole what I play thing is something I was legitimately saying to friends just as a joke. Like, hey, what I play is what's going on. Just I've been saying that for years.
mhm,
And so that's just me being who I am. And if people like it, some people do. That's awesome. And I'm super like humbled by that because it wasn't long ago that I would start a live stream and it'd be like 5 people show up, and that made me pretty happy, you know?
mhm,
Like, I'm like, "Holy crap, people are actually" like, I remember the very first time someone left a comment and they were like, "First," and I was, like, overjoyed. I'm like, "Oh my god, someone actually tried to get first on my comment." Like, I was so overwhelmed by that, and I still to this day, some people will say something in comments that really are really touching and it is interesting and kind of weird to have people say, "Oh, like you inspire me," stuff like I like that. I
mhm,
appreciate it, and then it just humbles me more to try to do better. Like not better, like I need to do a better video, but like just be better, just be a better
mhm,
person.
yeah,
Um, it is still something to get used to. I'm enjoying the ride, but it is weird to go to like Best Buy and have the dude recognize you. It's just weird,
yeah.
you know?
I can definitely see that. I've heard a couple creators say the same thing. Is like I was just out chilling. Next thing I know, somebody's like, "Oh my god, it's such and such."
Yeah.
I was like, "That is cool. That's
It's
legitimately
very cool.
cool."
It's
So
very I'm not gonna lie, it's very cool, but it's
yeah,
also really weird because I'm just me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just me, same dude I've always been. I've been in that Best Buy 1,000,000,001 time, never
yeah,
been a thing. Been to the Apple Store 1,000,001 times, never been a thing. So it is and I listen, I enjoy it, I love it. I always tell anyone, like, whenever I'm talking to my live stream or anything, I say, "Listen, if you do see me, please come up to me and say hi, please." Like, it is
mhm,
my pleasure and my joy to
mhm,
meet people and but afterwards, I'm kind of like, first of all, I'm like, that's cool. But I'm also like, wow, what kind of world am I living in where I'm the guy that people are interested in seeing? Like it's different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I enjoy it though. It's been really cool.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I really like it. Um, I know one of the streams you've been doing recently. Well, I don't know if it's recently, but the gadgets review with Greg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Gotcha, Cass. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the gadgets cast. I've only caught a few because my work schedule is real crazy,
Sure. Yeah.
but I thoroughly enjoyed them. I like seeing the back and forth and the talking about different things and like what made you want to do that.
Bro, that show is, and Greg and I talk about this all the time. Like that show is bigger than the both of us in a lot of ways. Like it is bigger than a sum of our parts. When I talk about GadgetCast, I don't even really talk about it like I'm in it. Like I'm a part
Mhm.
of it, but it's this other thing. It's this third thing. It's not me and it's not Greg. It's this third thing, and
Right.
it is growing pretty fast. Like I said, I
Mhm.
had a podcast before. I mean, now we have live streams. Our channel for the live streams is like 1,000, and we routinely get like 80 people to over 100 people in the live stream, which is just weird. Like what? Like it's
Mhm.
crazy. But what happened was, I had kind of, oh, hey guys in the chat, I see you. Sorry. Hey, there's
Yeah.
Jan. All right, cool. What's up?
There's a ton of people in the chat. I'm not gonna even lie. This is the most people I've had in my stream so
Oh,
far.
that's cool. Well, I don't even know how many people are here, but it's good to see all everybody. So the way it happened was, I had actually softened up on doing a podcast again. I wasn't sure, if I'd ever do one, and I was doing my Saturday morning live streams, which are pretty popular too, which I really enjoy. I really look forward to kind of hanging out with the people on Saturday mornings. And someone had mentioned like doing a podcast, and I'm like, if I did one, and then I saw Greg was in the chat, I got to probably do one with Greg. And it was kind of a random comment, but I was being truthful. And then he immediately replied back, and he goes, I was thinking the same thing. So then we started chatting about it, and I was like, now having all the experience I have with podcasts, I knew that a really good podcast is when you have two very differing personalities. And our personalities are different. And I think we bring out the best in each other. Right. And that's why the show's been going so well. And again, it's hard. I don't ever think of that, of like taking credit for that. I just am really proud of what it is. And I like Greg, same thing. Greg is like over the moon about it as well. We both love that thing so much. And again, it doesn't feel like it's us. It feels like it's a third thing that is doing well, and we're just contributing to it. Yeah, Gadcast is where it's at right now, and we intend to continue to keep it going. We hit the top, and I don't know how we did this, but I know it was John Prosser helped a lot, but we hit the top 50 of all.
Jern again.
Jern's he'll be there tomorrow with us.
Oh, nice.
We hit the top 50 of all Apple podcasts and tech twice, and that's insane. Like,
that's huge.
I was blown away when we saw that. I'm like, holy crap, we've been doing this for 6 months, and we were beating, and I'm not going to name specific names, but we were beating YouTubers who have podcasts that have multiple millions of subscribers. And I was like, so yeah, it's been super exciting.
That's freaking awesome. It honestly reminds me, and I know for me, like, I look at certain things and I'm like, man, that really like reminds me of. So for me, it would be on Tuesday nights. I don't know if you know of, Bitwit Kyle, and yeah.
Bitwit, yeah.
Stream that they do on Tuesdays is pretty dope for the tech space. So I compare it to that. I'm just like, this is like watching Paul and Kyle, but what about phones? This is dope. This is awesome. Yeah. Like, this is dope. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. And it's funny because since I've gotten into the space, I'm starting to run into a lot of different creators that I noticed we have in common. Like Jeff El Jefe Reviews. He's actually going to be on the show next week. And, it's a bunch of others. And I'm just like, the circle, it seems huge, but at the same time, kind of small. Like the people, like, I don't know. It's just weird, but they're all cool. Everybody I've run into so far has been cool as all get out. I'm just like, I'm liking this a lot.
I'll be honest, that is one of the things that saved me halfway through my first year. And it was Jeff, really, because for the first more than half of the year, I was doing it by myself. Like I didn't have a lot of friends that were creators, certainly none in my space. Like I knew some creators, but really none in my space. And Jeff was really kind, and he already had friends, everyone loves Jeff. And he was the first person I ever collabed with. We had like the same exact amount of subscribers when we collabed. It was crazy. That like I had hit, he was ahead of me, and then the day that we dropped our collab, we had like the same exact number of subscribers, which was really cool.
That's crazy.
And I've hung out with Jeff a couple of times, and he's just like my brother from another mother, dude. I love that guy. But he introduced me to so many people, Viper and Brandon from This Is Tech, like all these people like that he was connected with, because everyone knows Jeff. Jeff is one of the guys that you absolutely, if you're doing a tech, you got to get to know him. First of all, he's the easiest going guy ever. Yes. He's incredibly genuine, super awesome. Love Jeff to death. But without Jeff, it would have been a very tough first year, because I was doing it so much by myself that it was a hard grind. Yeah. Like, yeah, man, you have to do it with a community. There's so many amazingly cool people in this community that will make it a much better experience.
Yes. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm noticing that, like I said, like for me, it's still somewhat rough, but people like Jeff, like I said, and everybody I've talked to that knows him, we all have the exact same, viewpoint of him, which is he's the most laid back, cool, chill dude you'll ever meet.
Yep.
So I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah, and he's fun to hang out with in person. And I'll tell you a story. When him and I were hanging out in CES, it's kind of funny. You can ask him about it when he comes on. Actually, you should ask him about it because
oh boy.
So we hung out a lot at CES.
Okay.
So the funny thing was, the day that we wanted to walk around the floor, and the CES is just so big, it's so ridiculously big. But there was a whole he had a whole thing he needed to do. So he was there sponsored by One More, the earbuds. So first of all, that's a big deal. His first like the first year he was even making like 10 and 20,000 subscribers. Like he got sponsored to CS. It's crazy. But so he got there and he had to do like a meet and greet, and then he had to meet with a bunch of other headphone companies because they all love Jeff. Like, Jeff is the headphone king, right?
Yes.
So we went around. This was the craziest cool thing. And I made fun of him. So I'm walking around there, and first of all, one person recognized me, but they immediately recognized Jeff right after that, right? So I'm like, oh, cool, someone recognized me. Yes, but of course they recognize Jeff. Then we start walking. We go to all of these headphone places. Does this meeting? I'm just sitting there kind of hanging out. When he comes out, and I remember this happened 3 or 4 times. As soon as they were done, they all asked for a picture with him.
Really?
These are the headphone manufacturers, little Asian ladies and stuff at the booth. They were like, can we take a picture with you? He's like, yeah, sure. So every single one of them, you should see their eyes. I mean, they were googly eyed for him, man. I was like, dude, Jeff, if you wasn't married, you could have had some fun in Vegas.
A little playboy, okay.
Dude,
okay.
Let me tell you, they were loving on Jeff, boy. They were like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm like, snap. Now I'm like, here I am, the dude. I'm like, y'all don't know who I am, and Jeff is like getting all of it. I'm like, okay, go get it.
That's what's up.
Lots of fun, man. Jeff was, he was jumping about the whole thing. He was like, yeah, man, this is kind of weird. Dude, they love you, Jeff. So yeah, lots of fun to do that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm loving the direction I'm seeing, like your channel going and the growth, and just like I'm a lurker, so I lurk in channels for a while before I actually like, hey, I'm here, and so I've been lurking for a while. I'm like, man, I'm liking this content. So, where do you see? Where would you say you would see yourself? Because I know you're a goal-oriented person. Where would you like to be a year from now?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer is somewhere over 100K, but I think more than that, I would like to be able to expand out a little bit more and do more interesting content, things that I like to do. Like some of my favorite videos that I've done didn't really do well. Some of which are because I was really small when I did them. Like one of my all-time favorite videos, because I actually had like a camera crew, was like one of my 3rd or 4th video ever. Like I had 200 subscribers when I made it. And I think I enlisted it because it had guns in it, but it was so fun. Like, and I'm not a gun guy at all. I went to a gun range with my best friend who is kind of a gun fan. I took an iPhone 6, the UE Mega Blast, and an Echo Dot, and shot them to see like if anyone were bulletproof. Of course, not gonna be bulletproof. Although one of them turned out kind of to be bulletproof, which was kind of crazy. But I had a friend who had like a 4K camera in slow motion, so it was like a slow motion shot, and like it was super dope. I had like a drone.
And you unlisted this?
It's unlisted because I was afraid that because the gun stuff, YouTube's kind of crazy stuff right now. So I'm like, all right, I don't even understand. Yeah, and it was one of my favorite videos I've ever done. It was like the 5th one. So those, and I obviously not with guns again, but stuff like that. And matter of fact, another one I did, which I released like last year, actually earlier this year even, and I think I put it to members only. When I dropped some fake AirPods from a drone, like 100 feet in the air, like that was cool. That was cool. I enjoyed that. No one saw that video. Like almost no one did. It did so bad. So those type of things, I'm like, oh man, I was so excited to release that video and no one watched it. And that I want to get past that. I want to get to the point where those things, because I know how cool they are when you see them, are things people watch. So I want to get to that point. That's kind of like the next. It's a weird goal because there's no like way to know where that is.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to get to the point where people just watch me no matter what I put out.
Okay. I think that's That's a very valid goal that a lot of people want to get to. But that I can definitely see you getting there. I can absolutely see you getting there. I'm gonna say I know, so I'm claiming it. I'm claiming that you're gonna make it there very soon. At that,
appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about doing a secondary channel where you can just free ball, do whatever?
Yeah, there's a couple of ideas I'm bouncing around. I want to wait till I get to 100K before I do any of that. But yes, there's a couple. One that has nothing to do with tech at all, like nothing. At all. And then just maybe some other versions of like tech channels and stuff. But yes, absolutely. And I suspect that that will definitely be a thing that happens at some point. I also want to test the theory that I already know the answer, but you know, when I first started, I was like, there's no way anyone who's even someone who's made it could ever make a new channel and get a bunch of subscribers quick. Well, I mean, I did it, but I want to do it again. So this next time when I create this channel, I'm not going to tell anyone about it. I'm going to see if I can grow it without any help, without any help. Obviously, if I shout out a new channel that I make, it's going to get a little bit of a boost. So that's kind of cheating. I mean, that's what we did with our Gadget Cast, which isn't super huge, but we promoted a lot in our videos and stuff. Yeah, I want to do it without that. I want to like go through that process again. I know it's hard, especially from zero. It's difficult. I see some people in the chat I know who have started from zero, even in the last year and a half. Jones in there. I see
Jones. Yeah, Jones been killing it. So
yeah, all those guys in there, and I see Adam in there, and yeah, I see them. So yeah, they throw on the grind in. So I understand.
Yeah, I know you say you wanted to do some start a whole channel that was like not tech at all. I know Adam did recently do that as well.
Yep.
Let's see, we got a question here from Joan. No, it's not from Joan, it's from Jason. He wants to know if you've ever thought about getting back into MMA.
Well, I mean, MMA is in a weird place right now because
can't nobody fight. So
but they're getting ready to fight weirdly. Like I think this weekend there's a fight. This is the weird thing about some parts of the country, man. Like, I think it's Florida, Texas. I don't know where they're doing it.
Everything crazy always happens in Florida.
It is weird, man. Like Florida, pro wrestling go, and I'm like, wait a minute, those dudes are all over each other. How is that a thing? But I mean, I actually still have a lot of friends in MMA, so I could, if I really wanted to. It's funny because literally one of my friends is Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who is a UFC champion for a long time. He actually texted me a couple days ago. He's like, "How do you edit your videos?" Because he has Twitch. He's actually on Twitch, but he wants to put his Twitch stuff on his YouTube channel and all about LumaFusion and stuff. So yeah. So I mean, I could, but I doubt I would. I really doubt that I would.
Okay. All right. Jones, like, what did she miss? You missed a lot, Joan. You missed a lot, but we're glad you're here.
Mr. Shout out.
Yeah. I guess, have you ever considered doing more collabs, or is that something you've been approached about?
I mean, I don't. Have I ever said no to a collab? Is a good question. So first of all, I have a very high percentage of every time I've asked for a collab, I've pretty much gotten it. And no matter what channel size I was and what channel size they were. The first one was Jeff. But I've done collabs with Jonathan Morrison, Flossie Carter, Mr. Mobile, Mr. Who's
Major
the Ball.
Names. Yeah, like, big names.
Super big. And I was like, a lot of those were done when I was under 10,000 subscribers. So that part, I've also kind of thought, well, if that's the way it is, Jonathan Prosser, of course, then I should do it the other way, where I am equally as easy to get a hold of. And I've done collabs with people who's like with 20 subscribers and stuff. I mean, as long as it's easy for me to do and it's something that I can do I've messed up once or twice too. And respect to Tana So Lit. I messed up for Tana, and I'll say that out here. So anyone who's in here, tell them I said it. Tana asked me very kindly and very legitimately to send him a video once, and I forgot. I'm really bad about remembering stuff.
Me too.
I'm really bad at it. And then I got delayed, and then I think he delayed his video, and then he was going to do it again later, and I forgot. I think I forgot again. So I owe Tana something, and I'm 100% going to do that, whatever it is. So I felt really bad about that because I'm really good about doing collabs, but yeah, I always have I have not said, I don't think I've said no yet. Now, the no would come depending on the content style and the content. Like, I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or a million. Like, that's not what it is. Like, your content, is it trashy? Is it negative? Is it, like, is it bad in that way? Like, I don't care if you're new and you're just trying to figure out how to edit and stuff. I don't care. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But if you're like out there just ripping stupid stuff for no reason and just like no direction, and I'm not really interested in that. But I haven't had that happen. Fortunately, no one's asked me in that way. So yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Let's see. Wannabe Geek asked. He said, "Will you ever stop editing on your iPad and move to editing on PC or Mac?"
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I was a freelance video editor many years ago, so I actually did do a lot of editing on computers and stuff, and I didn't know that it mattered. Like, I was like, that's what you do, right? Well, when I was out in California with Jonathan Morrison, that was the same week that the iPad Pro 11-inch came out, the original one, 2018. And he was like, "Yeah, you can edit on these." I'm like, "Oh, you know, on iPad? What are you talking about?" And then after I kind of saw it and played around with it and watched his video when he did it, that was it. And then I tried it, and I'm like, I don't see myself turning back anytime soon.
I got to give you credit for this, you and Jonathan Morrison, for that matter. Since I think I made the video back in November, I think it was November. I picked up an iPad 2018, the 12.9-inch, in October or something like that, and I said in November I'm gonna try editing any videos I do from that point to the end of the year on my iPad. I am still editing all my videos on my iPad.
Funny how that goes, right?
Yeah,
it's actually pretty darn easy, and it's super fast. The export is ridiculously fast.
Oh my god! I just did a slider video a couple days ago. Uploaded. It was like 15 minutes or something like that. It took 13 minutes to export the video. I was like,
4K?
Huh? Yeah, 4K.
Yeah,
that's all I shoot in is 4K now.
That's the thing. So if I did that on my desktop, which has 16 gigs of RAM, it's like an AMD Ryzen 7, some 2700 or something, that would take a couple minutes more than it does on my iPad. If I did it at 1080, it's like nothing eats it for breakfast. It's crazy. It's like half the time. So yeah, it's life changing. Plus, everything moves around so fast, and it's just some people might need some extra stuff, but I don't need a whole bunch of extra special effects and stuff.
Yeah. Well, even with that, I found there's a channel, Rob HK. He does all LumaFusion tutorials. He shows you how to do all the tricks.
I think I saw that guy. Yeah, that dude's good.
He's sick. So I've been watching him like crazy, I'm like, I need to figure out how to do this better. So, but
good.
Yeah, really good. Let's see. Wannabe Geek says, because Travis, I have gone to editing my first gen iPad Pro and I'm loving it too.
Nice. Yeah, you don't even have to. The funny thing is, you don't have to upgrade. So Everyday Dad's even shown that the 2018 iPad, the base level one, the one you can get like for $250 when it goes on sale, that will do 6K. Like, it's the iPad is powerful, dude. The only thing about the older iPads is if you don't have USB-C, the transfer speeds to get the footage on is terrible. It is terrible. But if you have any of the ones with USB-C and you're moving content over, it's pretty quick. Plus, I do a lot of my B-roll now with my iPhones, so I just airdrop those.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of my B-roll with my iPhone. I switched over to using my I'm trying to force myself to use my camera more than but it's so easy when you can just click and it's there.
It's everything. It's everything.
Yeah. Man, I can go on and on talking about that kind of stuff. So I don't know, man. I was just excited to get you on, to be honest with you. I was like, I'll ask, I'll see if he'll say yes. So I was like,
my only thing is that my schedule's getting weird, but there's almost never a time where I don't say. No matter of fact, I jumped on live stream last night just randomly as I was watching some stuff just for like 20 minutes or something that I saw with a couple of people that I watch on YouTube. So yeah, it doesn't, for me, it ain't no thing. I'm just Travis,
to you, you're just Travis. To people who are in my boat, the smaller content creators, you're like, yo, that's Travis. Travis on my street.
I mean, I remember what it felt like to be on that side of it going, oh my God, but I don't see that as me at all. Like, I don't at all see that as me. It's I appreciate it and very flattered by it whenever I hear someone say it, but I'm like, yeah, man, it's just me, bro. Me.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out like what else to say to you. Like,
GrabX is in there. All right, GrabX in the house.
Yeah, Grad finally decided to roll up in. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Late as always. So, Joan said Travis is everyday people. Yes,
Yeah.
he is everyday people.
Joan's awesome.
So, Joan is awesome. Joan is awesome. She's helping me learn some things about sound along with Jeff. So, I'm happy about that. Because yes, they both know their stuff. So yeah, your boy needs help. So we talked about any direction. We talked about the secondary channel. Is there anything you want people to know about you that they may not know yet?
I don't know, that I just try to be genuine with everything I do, and I try to have fun. Like I always try to make every video have a little bit of comedy in it, because whether it be now or whenever I started, it's always been about being entertaining, and then maybe some education in there if I can throw it in there. But I really just want to give people an opportunity to get out of their kind of stressful day and stuff. Like I just want to give them a release, something interesting. And the idea behind the whole channel is to have a community that can help each other, which has been happening. I'm super excited about that. Super happy to see that. Within some of my community, I see some people helping each other out, and I like that a lot. That's actually been the goal for a long time, is to have a really strong community that helps each other and that can be kind of inspiring for other people. So I actually put that on my about page when I very first created my channel. I don't know that it's still there, but it was there at the very beginning, and it was something that I very much still believe in. Actually, matter of fact, I think the original channel trailer for my channel, which I think is just unlisted, but I think I still have it, says like that very thing. I took my phone, because the first couple videos on my channel were from my Note 8. Okay. I think it's on my Note 8. So yeah.
When you get that many phones, or you've dealt with that many phones, you can't remember which one you did what with.
Well, so back then, I was buying everything. The first couple of weeks, I went to I was at Big Lots and Dollar Tree trying to say, like, what can I review? And then ironically, when I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy an actual camera, I bought my T7i, which is what I'm actually streaming on now. Okay. The very first video that I shot with it, which was like my 5th video ever, 5th or 6th video ever, is still my most viewed video, which is kind of crazy. And all it was a review of something that I owned already. So that's something. It was a Philips light strip, and that thing was out a year before I even reviewed it. So I guess it really went down to, after I realized that I don't have to go buy something, because I thought I have to buy stuff all the time. I don't have any, I don't have a lot of money for that. And I just looked around my house, and I've been buying tech for a long time. So I just started like, well, let me just try to review stuff around the house, and that worked. So I think at the end of the day, like, if you yourself are entertaining or educational or whatever, that you can totally like have it, if you want to do tech or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I recently was I had posted something on Twitter about it, but looking at the numbers, like you said, YouTube Creative Studios is like, hey, this is what this video is doing, blah blah blah. Yeah. And consistently for the last year or so, my top 3 videos have been, 2 of them have been silent gaming mice, for everybody who has their setup somewhere close to the bedroom, and their significant others like, if you don't stop that damn clicking. Or and a case review that I did last year. And no matter what I put out, those 3 videos are always at the top of the list.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I kind of see what everybody likes, so I guess I need to head in that direction.
That's all it is.
That's
what it is.
Yeah. See, Jason C says, does it ever stop being fun, and how hard is it to get out of that?
I can answer that with a video. If you go to my channel, I talk very honestly about that actually, there's 2 videos in which I did it. So the 10,000 subscriber video talks about that, and I think pretty good in depth. And then it's a members only video, but if you're a member to my channel, and I'm not trying to hawk it, because really you can be a member for 99 cents. There is a video I did specifically for my members that I did not actually originally make it for my members. I made it for myself. I just shot it on like this setup here to remind me. I was going through a really hard time on the channel. Like nothing was working, and I was like getting really second guessing everything. I was thinking, do I quit this? I don't know. Like, really rough times, and I was being raw on camera. I was like really just like, I don't understand what's going on. I would like read off stats, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm not doing this right. And I released that to my members only area, and I think so. I've done that twice, and I'll do more realistic stuff. The last road to 100,000, I think I have an idea for like a video that I really want to do that's very much in that vein, where I kind of like tear back the the curtain or whatever, and kind of let people know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think people can relate more to when someone's real. It's just, in my opinion, like I guess I noticed me personally, the content creators that I'm drawn to their content more. People I feel like, yeah, they're being genuine. Like that's really how they feel about whatever it is they're talking about.
Yep.
So
100%.
I think it's just most people in general. That's that's how it is. So I'm definitely here for the content for sure. So I'm like, hey, get on. See, June says we just helped her with something. I don't know if she's talking about you, me, or both of us, but
nice.
No idea. But she said we helped her figure out something, and she seems pretty excited about it.
Oh, that's good.
See, Tech for Your Needs. He says, Travis, if the opportunity comes up to talk at a conference, but it's your first one, but you're not found of it, will you still do it? Oh, okay. So basically, if it's a conference, somebody wants you to talk about, but it's not something you're like, big on, would you still do it?
It depends on what the conference is. Like, are you talking about like a tech conference, or like what are we talking about? Is it like the conference itself I don't care about, but the opportunity to talk at? I mean, I would do that, sure. Like it could be a Dungeons and Dragons conference, which I don't care about, but if they want me to come there and talk, sure, why not? But if it's like a KKK rally, I'm not going to that. I mean, I don't care.
I would hope not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope that's not it.
Yeah.
Oh, the 10K video. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Joan wants the 10K video.
Sure.
That's what's up. Okay.
Because again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, 10K was really important to me, and that's why that video was so kind of real, because it was a matter of me either doing YouTube anymore or not, right? So that's why it was such a big deal, and I explained that in the video. So the fact that the story ahead of time maybe gives it more context. But yeah, you guys can feel free to watch it. I'll throw it in the chat.
I'm definitely gonna go watch that myself because my goal right now is 1K.
You can do it.
I'm hoping. We'll see.
The funny thing is, the second half of from 400 to 1 goes quick. I mean, I remember Joan when we first started talking to Joan. Geez, I don't remember how many subscribers she had, but we knew right off the bat. Like there were a couple of us talking in DMs, like, "Have you heard this Joan girl? Have you seen her? She's pretty dope." I'm like, yeah. And we were all like, I remember thinking like, yeah, she's gonna do something. I might want to say hi and stuff before
she blows up, right?
Yeah, talk to me. I'm like, all right, Joan, how are you?
I think Joan just has that effect on people, So my wife is going through that same kind of growth. She just recently started her channel. She does like craft stuff.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, and I think she's got like 4 or 5 videos up right now, and she's already like more than half my subscriber count.
Oh, watch out!
So I told her, I was like, so yeah, she killing it right now. Like her first video, she put it up almost 3 weeks ago. It's already almost at 5,000 views.
Woo!
Yeah, so I was like, okay. Like, okay.
All right. Well, that means she's gonna be all right with you doing more YouTube videos. Like, look, you see how good it is? You see how fun it is?
Yeah, basically. So she's cool with it now. Like, so that means I can buy more camera gear, right?
Right. That's all right then, right?
So, but oh man. So, what would you say? What would be some advice you would give to somebody who is like me or some of the other people that's in the chat right now who have smaller channels? They're trying to grow. Would you say that 10,000 sub video might be something we should all watch?
I think you should watch it because you will see, I shot it across multiple locations, including at work, when I was second guessing myself, which is what I like about it, because there's moments in there. It's a pretty long video. It's one of my longer videos. Let's see, what is it, like 17, 18 minutes or something like that? It's ridiculous. But Yeah, for 15 minutes, not that long. So but like part of it, I was shooting at work when I'm like, I don't know what this. I mean, this is feeling like I was feeling the pressure as I
Mhm.
got to 10K because I knew how important it was. The At the very beginning intro is pretty funny, but what really happened is actually interesting because I don't want to give away the intro because it's a funny intro.
Mhm.
But needless to say, it was back when you could still watch the counter go up on Social Blade, like it go up one by one. So it starts off with that. But what you see is basically a skit. What really happened was me like having a real moment of like arriving and being like so overwhelmed with like not just joy, but like it felt like a big weight had been lifted off my shoulders because I put
Mhm.
so much pressure on myself. So you'll see a skit, but that's because it's edited. What really happened was me like just kind of, yeah, it was crazy. Pretty crazy.
Did you lose it a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, a little bit.
Okay.
More like, oh, I can't believe this. Like it was a good feeling, but it was like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
That's what's up, man. That's good.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that helps a lot of people like stay humble. It makes you like remember like the struggle.
Yeah.
So you like appreciate it more when you arrive. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no
So
doubt. No doubt about that. Oh, here
okay.
we go. Yeah.
Um all right, so you're a phone guy. So my next question is more phone related, which is your all-time favorite phone you've ever had.
A Note 7.
Really?
Yep. Easily.
Wow.
It had more. A very close second is OnePlus 7 Pro, but Note 7 was it. Um, until all the things happened, it was easily my favorite. It was the right color, it was the right speed, it was right fit, it was right, like everything about it was just it was it. It was it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Joan says she's gonna see you in the DM later.
All right. Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. It was the bomb. That's funny.
So I know you mentioned work. I don't know if a lot of people know. Do you still do the two buddy? You still working with two buddy?
Yeah, I'm over at vidIQ. Mhm.
Oh, vidIQ,
Yep.
vidIQ. That's the one.
Yep. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, no, when I shot that video, I was working at a different job, a corporate job.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So the vidIQ, like
Mhm.
I've been using it. That and two buddy is my go-to
Yeah.
always,
Mhm.
and I still haven't figured out how to use that damn thing properly.
Yeah, we have videos that will walk you through it. Those are the ones you should watch. Really well done by a guy who I really have a lot of respect for. His name's Leron, really smart guy.
Mhm.
He's also a tech YouTuber. He just crossed 100,000 subscribers just recently. So shout
Nice.
out to Leron, and
Okay.
a real smart guy.
He
Yeah.
might know what he's talking about over there. He might know a little bit.
Oh, dude,
He might know what he's talking about.
you might know.
He might know. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for your live streaming that you're doing right here, what headphones are you rocking right now?
So I switch between. So when I do Gadget Cast, I use the Soundcore Q10s because I
Right.
just like them.
That's what made me ask because I know they're not what I'd usually see you wearing. So,
Right. So I do these in Gadget Cast because it's the Gadget Cast color. But
okay.
I was using these all the way until I got these when Soundcore sent me these. These are the Strike ones, which are gaming headsets. So the mic is actually, you can actually take the mic out.
Gotcha.
But the reason I'm wearing them over the other ones is these are exceptionally comfortable.
Okay.
And everything except for Gadget Cast is I use these now
Mhm.
because not only do they have like really big ear cups where your ears just fit perfectly in them,
Mhm.
they have a cooling gel. So like my ears are never hot anymore, which I love because sometimes your ears get all hot and sweaty. That is
Yeah.
literally never happened in these. These are amazing for the cool. I just love the way they fit and they're super light. So yeah, Soundcore sent these over. They're great.
I hear a lot of good things about Soundcore, like the Liberty 2s, and
Everything.
everybody's like Soundcore is where it's at. I'm
So
like,
good. So good. Their stuff is so good. And it's so inexpensive too. Like they have so many inexpensive, these cute. Well, here's the other color of them. I mean, I got 2 pairs of these things.
oh wow.
These things are like $30 and the base on them is ridiculous. So good.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that be your number one like sound company right now? For
Right
you?
now, yeah, because value, for value, 100%. Like they're bringing the price value to another level right now. They're really taking it to a place that I'm glad, because it used to be a long time ago Bluedio.
Yeah, I remember Bluedio.
Yeah, they fell off hard. I don't know what happened to those guys. And then there was then Taltronics came out for about a year. They did some good stuff. And now Soundcore, who has Anchor behind them, because Anchor owns Soundcore.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, Anchor owns Soundcore. That's why they were able to do so much stuff so quickly, because Anchor, Anchor's everywhere. You got power things left, right, and center with Anchor.
Trust me, I got they got a lot of my money. Just put it that way.
Of course. Well, the cool thing about it is that Anchor is the parent company of Soundcore, so their stuff's legit. And then every single thing that I have from Soundcore has been spectacularly good. So yeah, I without exception say yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
I guess a question I would ask is, you getting your LF?
Yeah.
They did him dirty. I remember that. They did him dirty. Yeah.
I was in DMs with him when that was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Woo. They messed with the wrong creator when they did that. For someone who wants to, say, potentially start a podcast or a stream, like, this is only episode 3 for me, what advice would you give them?
I think a podcast and a stream are two different things.
Okay.
I think live streaming, they can end up being the same thing, but I think a podcast should have hosts I think they should have hosts. I think if you have a podcast, it should have at least 2 people, and those 2 people should be on every episode. And if you have a third person as an interview, that's fine. I think going from one person to another is it's not bad. Some people can do it. Joe Rogan can do it, but he also has like a second guy that he kind of brings in from time to time, right? So it can be done. Same thing with Lou from Unbox Therapy, but Unbox Therapy is kind of different.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I believe. Now, of course, there's tons of podcasts out there where it's just a single person. I just don't find them as interesting. But it's also easier. And that's really the thing. If you're new at any of this, having a second makes it so much easier. I would not do a single podcast. I've done podcasts for years. I've done however many hundreds of thousands of listens on podcasts, but I would never do one by myself. Even though I have a lot of experience. I've interviewed MC Hammer. If that isn't random.
Really?
Yeah, I've interviewed some TV people. I've interviewed a lot of people on my podcasts. So I know how to do it.
Right.
I'm pretty good at it, but I wouldn't want to do it by myself, because there's these moments where you need a break and then you need to repartee, you need to be able to go back and forth. And that's kind of like what Greg and I do. And I knew that we would be kind of good to do that. So yeah, I would say, find someone else to do it with. It'll be easier and a lot more fun, 100%. And then just, if it's a podcast, just have fun. Just go out there and have fun. Listen, the funny thing is, if you look up statistics about podcasts, in order to be like in the top, I think it's like 50% of all podcasts, you only need like 100 downloads or something like that. Like, it's very low. Podcasts don't get a lot of downloads because there's so many of them, and not everyone listens to podcasts. Right. If you're looking to do a live stream, I think it's a little bit different. It can be similar. Like, you can do a live stream by yourself. Viper does it all the time, but he brings in a lot of guests, and it's always interesting, right? So you can do that by yourself and then bring people in, because you have something visually to watch, right? So there can be moments where you're not saying anything because you'll be showing something. That's why I think podcasting is different. Having said that, you need to go into it kind of knowing what you're doing. All my Saturday live streams have one single purpose, and that is to launch a new video, and there's entertaining people in between. GadgetCast is all about, doing a podcast. For us, the live stream is a bonus. We're actually just recording the podcast, but the live stream is just a bonus. So I think as long as you have a purpose with what you're doing, it'll be fine. And it could be just sitting here talking to the chat. It could be reading yourself jokes and laughing to it. Like, it could be anything. YouTube has people eating, and people love that. Like, you can watch someone eat. AMSR,
or however you say it. Yeah. People just making sounds. Like,
there's something for everybody on this platform. So you don't have to plate juggle or anything. But try to make it kind of interesting.
Yeah. I saw a video. This guy has like a couple million subscribers. Every one of his videos has like 3 million views or more. And all this guy does is drink and eat like insane amounts of food. Like he'll down 2 liters in like 90 seconds or something like that. I'm like,
It's crazy, man.
what?
It's crazy.
I'm like, am I doing this wrong?
Yeah, man, there's
Like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's quite some crazy stuff. So, I kind of enjoy doing like this, the live stream, like talking to somebody, finding out what makes them tick. Like, I had a vision, like for me, I was like, it'd be great to do like a live stream where I'm interviewing other YouTubers so people can figure out like the person that I like watching that I'm subscribed to, what are they actually really about? So I'm like, well, this is kind of what I want to do. Show them what the person is about. So
there you go.
I was like,
that makes it interesting enough. Literally, that's enough.
I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. But this is the most people I've ever had in a stream before. So it's doing something. So I can't complain. Well, let's see. Anybody else got any more questions? DCJ review said he's glad he opened his YouTube app. I guess he missed the notification. I know YouTube been slacking about that lately, man.
That's right.
Sending out the notifications. But well, Travis, any new ventures you want everybody to know about before I let you go?
No, just tomorrow night on Gadget Cast, we'll have John Prosser back on, having a good time, talking about some Apple leaks and some other stuff. We don't normally do one on Thursday, but we decided to have John on. John loves Gadget Cast, so we're like, let's do another one. Let's see if we can break some records. Last time he was on, we had like 600 people live concurrent. It was crazy. That episode,
I love Jern.
Oh my god, he has like the craziest following. He's got some fun stories too. I'll make him tell some of the stories because I know John semi personally. Like we text fairly often, and I'll make him tell some of those funny stories that he has that he doesn't really told publicly, for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great. Eventually, at some point, I'm hoping once it takes off or after a while, I can get him on. But we actually have a question for you. Right. Adam says, how do you overcome mental and creative roadblocks?
That's a good one. So that's only a very recent thing for me that I've been able to kind of figure out. It's a great question. I have a format that I use that I can't really go into too much detail because it's a class that I'm taking that I paid for that they made me promise that I wouldn't share exactly. But in a roundabout sort of way, what I would say is there's two ways to do it. Early in my YouTube career, or whatever the heck you want to call this, I just took a break. I took time off, completely separated myself. And that 9 times out of 10 works. Just separated myself from everything. Didn't maybe watch anything YouTube related unless it was something I specifically wanted to watch. But that generally works. But if that doesn't work, then there's some other things you need to do in researching in your niche to figure out what's working in the moment. Inevitably, if you look at enough channels and kind of see what videos are popular recently, you can generally see a trend, which is why I started doing the Amazon Renewed series. That came completely off of me looking at YouTube in general and seeing the type of content that gets a lot of views, and they've done pretty well. The videos have done pretty well. Not every single one of them has knocked it out of the park, but by and large, the entire series has been successful, and I'm glad I did it. And it seems to have helped a lot of people. A lot of people weren't really aware of Amazon Renewed and buying a budget, flagship. People really seem to like this series. So I really enjoy doing the series. It's not a cheap series. It's not a cheap series at all. But I think I can bring it back every year because then I can buy this year's flagships next year.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be something you'll see more of every year in the channel.
Okay. That's what's up. I am an Amazon Renewed faithful.
That's nice, right?
A lot of people say, man, you got like such and such. I'm like, bro, Renewed.
That's right.
I got kids in college, man. I'm trying to save as much dough as I can.
That's the hack right there, man. It really is.
Majorly. Major hack.
Anyone who likes any of the Renewed phones that I had, I'm going to be selling these at a discount real soon. So if anyone looking for some budgets, I got a 10S right here. I'm going to have 9 on thing. So Homeboy Shopping Network is about to open back up.
Homeboy, I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all heard it here first. Travis said he got the hookup. He about to drop some phones. So if y'all need some, hit him up. I'm pretty sure Twitter's the easiest way to get a hold of you, right?
probably going to make an announcement either on Twitter, and I'm certainly going to make an announcement on my live stream because I definitely want to give those people a shot at it first. Although almost every single thing you've seen me do at Amazon Renewed video for will be on sale at some point very soon for less than what I paid by a nice amount. And sometimes, I shouldn't say sometimes, almost all the time, if I ever sell anything, which is kind of rare, a lot of times I just give stuff away. I usually throw something extra in, like I just have stuff laying around, and sometimes I'll throw something in. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. That is what's up, man. Well, I can't begin to thank you enough again for coming on and just chatting. So
no problem.
So I truly appreciate it, and I thank you very much. What's Joan talking about? Oh, Joan. Oh, she's talking to Dom about something. But well, I know, like I said, I know your time's short because you got so much stuff going on right now.
Yeah,
so speaking of which, tell everybody where they can find you and what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough and smart enough to get Travis MCP pretty much everywhere. So Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, pretty much all the places that I'm at. Yeah, just hit me up. I think I know most people in the chat. I've seen them either through Twitter or usually Twitter, I think, for the most part. And then I've watched a lot of their videos. Of course, Joan, I've seen all of Joan's videos, but she's too busy to give us videos nowadays. I understand.
I know, right? She's like doing everything but giving us videos. Dom just said something to that.
Subscribers not even putting out videos, putting us all the
Joan, we're looking at you right now. Talking about you. But again, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who decided to show up for the stream. It's much appreciated. Thank you for the support, the love. I appreciate you guys. Travis, again, everybody, thank you, Travis, for coming on. You can catch him doing his live streams. He has so many going on throughout the week. So if you miss one, I'm pretty sure you can catch about 4 more. So I would definitely say if you haven't seen it, Gadget Cast is a awesome stream. Him and Greg, they got a great relationship, and the back and forth is just it's on point. He also has a great stream on Saturday mornings, which I just found out is his way of introducing his new videos to us. So great technique, by the way. So appreciate that. Speaking of which, you and Jeff both, I had no idea Amazon was a streaming thing too.
Yeah. Yep.
And so you and Jeff was like going live on Amazon. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. You think that that'll be rolled out to more creators probably later this year. So almost everyone will have an opportunity to do that later this year.
That is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you are early adopter, and they let you do your thing on there. So I'm all for it, man. Like I love watching your content. So again, whenever I can squeeze some stuff in when time allows, then I'm all on it.
All right. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. And again, thank you for coming on the show. And hopefully sometime in the future we can get you back on.
Of course. See you, everybody.
All right, guys. That's it for this week. Next week we have my boy Jeff El Jefe Reviews. He will be on the show and we'll be chopping it up. I'll be hitting up some more of you guys later on. So stay tuned. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Peace.